Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Good morning.
I think it's afternoon, ma'am.
Oh, yeah, it's after. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, my spirit is still
Good
morning
morning.
right now.
It's okay, ma'am.
Okay. I repeat it. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, great. How you guys feeling today?
I'm feeling great.
I'm
Feeling
good.
great. You're good. How about you, Gadis? Oh, no. Gadis is.
I'm good.
Okay, you're good. Okay. Uh, how many students in your class, guys?
Three?
Three. Okay, so every one of you here is present, right? No one absents. Okay, that's good.
Yes.
Okay, before we start our class today, let's pray together. Please, Laksma, lead the pray.
Okay. Pray start. Enough.
Okay, thank you, Laksma. Okay, so for today's meeting, I will start with share my screen first. Okay. Okay, is it visible?
It's still loading, ma'am.
Oh, still loading. Okay, okay. Right now it's visible, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So in this meeting today, I will show you this picture first. Can you guess what we're going to discuss today? What do you think?
Kongres Pemuda Indonesia.
Kongres Pemuda Indonesia, great job. So in today's meeting, we're going to discuss about text. So what kind of text that we're going to discuss in this meeting? Can you guess it? Kind of
Recount text, probably.
Okay, recount text. That's great, Lakshma. Specifically, we're talking about historical recount text. Okay. So, in this chapter, in this class, uh, in the recount text, we have three goals. The first one is I want you guys to understand and identify the purpose, genetic structure, and the linguistic features of historical recount texts. And the second, I want you guys to be able to write the historical recount text. And the last, I want you to be able to perform a historical recount text in form of video. Okay. So in order to you be ready to this class, I will give this assignment first. There will be three assignments, one group discussion, and two individual work. For the group discussion, I want you to analyze the historical recount text. And then for the individual work one, I want you to make written historical recount text. And for the individual work two, I want you to present the historical recount text orally in form of video. Okay. Do you guys get it? What I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So please be ready for it, right? Okay. So uh in this chapter, we're going to talk about historical recount text. So I think you guys have learned about recount text previously when you were in the junior high school, right? Yeah, maybe some of you are forget about it, but let me refresh your memory about historical recount text. Historical is the thing, something. It might be good or experience that happened in the past, that still in the past. And the recount text is a story that happened in the past. It's a like real story. Okay. So after this, let's dive into the video. Okay, please watch this video and please write it down the points from this video. Okay, for memory. And then, okay, you guys have watched the video. And right now, I would like to ask you some question. Okay, for the first question, what is the story about? Any one of you who can answer this question? Try to remember what is the story about.
I think it could be about the Indonesian Youth Congress.
Okay, that's great, Laksma. Okay, next, the second question. When it happened? Does any one of you know the answer?
Ma'am,
Who? Who is it?
me.
Oh, Gadis. Okay. When it happened, Gadis?
It 27 until 28 October 1928. 82, 82.
No, it's not 90, but it's
Oh,
1928.
19.
Yeah. Okay, good job, Gadis. For the last question, who's the violinist of Indonesia Raya song? Okay.
May I, ma'am?
Okay, Elfa, please.
Where Supratman?
Where Supratman? Okay, correct. Good job, everybody. So you like really paid attention to the video. That's a good job. Okay, so after this, we're going to dive in more in the explanation about the material of free context. So please wait a minute. Okay, in this chapter, we're talking about recount text, historical recount text. So recount text is a text which retell events or experiences in the past. Its purpose to either inform or entertain the readers. There is no complication among the participants, and this is that make recount text and narrative text different. Okay, and then a recount text has an orientation, series of events in chronological order, personal remarks on the event, and a reorientation that round off the sequence of events. So the recount text is text that retell the past event, the event that have been happened in the past. In this chapter, we're going to talk about the historical event. So it's a historical past event that make maybe like make significant change in our life. Okay. The purpose is to entertain the readers or inform some information to the readers. And then there's no compilation, there's no climax and compilation among the participants. It's only the chronological order, like when the time A, what happening, and then time B, what happening, and etc. And then the structure are orientation, series of events, and reorientation, that sequence, that round off the sequence of events. Okay. Do you guys have any question? No? Okay, that's good. Let's move on to the social function. Actually, it's the same that I have told previously on the definition. It's to entertain or inform the reader about historical events. Okay, the writer should not remember while purpose is not retail. It's still retail, I'm sorry. They still need to craft their retelling to be interesting to the reader. Even though we just only retell the what happening in the like specific times, but it should be interesting to the reader. And then rather than retelling the minor detail, the writer needs to select the important information of the events and expand on this in an interesting manner. So we don't need to tell about very detailed story about it, like For example, in the previous example about Sumpah Pemuda or Indonesian Youth Pledge, we don't need to tell about the what is the brand of clothing that Mr. W.R. Supratman used at that time. Oh, I mean, wear at that time. Okay, it's only the what happening in the specific time. Okay. Any question? No? Okay, let's move on. So there are three generic structure. Okay, I want each of you to read this apart. So starting from Laksma, please read this part.
Bagiannya kayak gini di skip nggak apa-apa. Aku udah selesai baca gitu.
Okay. So in the orientation, the writer should introduce the participant, place, and the time. And then in the events, it's describing series of events that happened in the past, like the sequence of the events. And then reorientation is a like optional. You can edit or not. Yeah, it's up to you. But it's stating the personal comment from the writer of the story. Okay, understood? Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great job. And then for the linguistic features, there are four. Introducing the participant, generally using simple past tense, using chronological conjunction, and using action verb. Introducing the participant, like who are there, who are in the events, and then generally use simple past tense. Do you know what is the mark of simple past tense? Anyone of you who knows it? Simple past tense, past tense. No?
I think by using second form of the verb.
Okay, by using verb to. Okay, the example of verb to is like talk, talked, or go become went, went, and just like that, and so on and so forth. And then using chronological conjunction, it's like after, the next, yeah. And then what else? After that, and kind of like that. And then using action verb. So action verb is the verb that we can see the action. We can know what is happening there. Okay? Understand? Okay, great. Next is an example. Haruskah aku baca ini? Gak usah langsung. Okay, so in this, also please read the example, Laksma. Okay, and then for the second and the third paragraph, please Gadis read this example. And then for the last, please Elva read this example. Okay, great. Okay, let's go to the analyzing. Okay, the social function of the text previously is to retell the story about Indonesian Youth Pledge in 1928. Okay, and then for the generic structure, so for the first paragraph is the orientation, because there is the time, the place, and then the participant. Where is the participant? Like this one, the young Indonesian nationalists. And then for the second and the third paragraph are the events. Okay, this is the chronological order of the events. In the first Congress, the second Congress, yeah. And then for the fourth and the fifth paragraph is the reorientation. So in this paragraph, the writer wrote the opinion, his or her personal opinion of this story. Okay. Okay, I hope you guys understand this example. Okay. All right, for the linguistic features, Introducing personal participants. So the personal participants are young Indonesian nationalists. This is from the first paragraph. And then generally using simple past tense. This is the example of simple past tense. The second session discussed with the ed. Yeah. Meanwhile, the verb original or the verb one of discuss is just discuss without ed. And then for the second verb, second form or the verb two, it's added by ed. Okay. And then for the using chronological conjunction, here is like this: the first, blah blah blah, and then using action verb. This one is proclaimed. So we can see the action there. Okay. Understood? Yeah, I hope you guys understand this explanation. Okay, okay. So in this is our last session of explanation. But after that, before we go to the next session, I want you to do this quiz. Please open your Nearpod on the Chrome and then type this code. Okay. Okay. Just do this practice. It's only 5 questions in it. So okay. Okay. Thank you for doing the practice. So for the next session, I want you to make group of 4 members, and then please look for the example of historical recount text, and please analyze it with your friends. Okay. Any question? No? Okay, good. Memori kerjain selesai. Okay, I think our class is only 5 minutes left. Okay, so please stop your activity right now and please continue your discussion after the class, or every time you want. I will give you 7 days until the next meeting. Okay. So it is in this meeting we have learned about historical recount text. So historical recount text is a text that retell the past, the past historical events. Okay. So for the general structure, there are orientation, events, and reorientation. And then for the linguistic features, is introducing the participants, using simple past tense, using chronological conjunction, and using action verb. Okay. So that's all from this class. Please be ready for the next meeting. I want you to present your discussion results. And then for the next meeting, I want you to prepare, to be ready to the next activity. Is we're practicing to write your own historical recount text. So any question for today? Is it enough? Okay, I think it's enough. Thank you for today's attention and see you next week. Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Habis ini siapa? Aku kah? Okay, now it's my turn. Okay, hello students. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
How are you today?
I'm
I'm good.
good.
Good. Yes, good. I hope everyone feeling good today. So first things first, we need to pray together. So I'm gonna start it. Pray, start. Enough? Okay. So is there anyone that absent today? Or
No.
just everyone
I
present?
think no.
Oh no, very good. Thanks for joining my class. All right, I think I would like to start the class by showing a YouTube video, and I would like to share my screen first. Can you see my screen? Is that visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So this is the video. By the way, do you like watching videos?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
great. Okay, so I think you would like to see this video. So I will play it. Okay, pre-memory. Okay, so is there anyone who wants to answer the question there? There are 3 questions. So
Me,
the first
sir.
question. Okay, Ivana, go on.
So there is a Eiffel Tower in Paris.
Great. Yes, you are right. That is the Eiffel Tower. And you also mentioned for the second question in Paris, that is France. So you actually just answer all of the questions. So for the other students, you can answer the third question. But actually, you can answer it in the next activity. That is blah, 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 ching, about Google Jamboard. Do you familiar with this? Are you familiar with this Google Jamboard thing?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Okay, good. So in this Google Jamboard, you can mention another historical places other than Eiffel Tower and the reason why you choose that. Okay, so this is the link and I will share you in the chat box. Pre-memory. Okay, so thanks for joining the Google Jamboard. I see that all of your reasons are very make sense and I kind of relate with your reasons. So just let's go to the material. And for the material, today we will learn about descriptive text. And for the descriptive text, today we will learn from the definition, social function, generic structure, and language features. And also I will show you the example of descriptive text. But first, for just trivia, I would like to inform you about this. Is there anyone who know this, by the way?
On blah blah blah, sir.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's, as you can see, that's a stone, that's bunch of stones. But actually, they have name. So the name is Stonehenge. You can see it in England if you want, and it's really big and huge. It's just random knowledge for you. So the first is definition. Anyone who wants to read this?
me, sir.
Okay, skip it. Okay, thank you, Gadis, for reading this. So the definition. Basically, the definition of descriptive text is about text that describing something. It could be anything, either person, animal, or place, anything that you want. The important thing is we need to describe it very clearly so the reader can feel it without actually being there or without seeing the thing. Okay, that is the definition of the descriptive text. And for the next is general structure, purpose or social function, and language feature. First, general structure. Anyone who wants to read this?
Me, I said.
Okay, good. If it, Alpha. Okay, Alpha, thanks for reading this. So the second is general or generic structure. In my honest opinion, I think this is the easiest structure in all texts I've ever seen. It's just two, the identification and description. On the identification, we just define the object, and in the description, we describe the object. It's simple, isn't it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So before we jump to the purpose, I would like to ask a question. So what is the purpose of this text? Why is someone writing a descriptive text? Anyone?
To describe things.
Okay, that's 90%, but you are right. Good, great job. So the purpose of this text is to describe person, like you said earlier, describe person, thing, or place, but in specific. That is the key to the purpose of this text. So if you want to describe anything, but please in specific, because if you really broad on describing something, the reader can feel confused. What is this text talking about? Okay. So the next is language feature. There are 4 language features, and I hope that you are familiar with all of this. Anyone who wants to read this as well?
Me, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ivana, for reading this. So the first thing is specific participant. Like what I've said earlier, this participant has to be specific, like the purpose before. If you want to describe something, you need to pick something that you really like, so you can describe it very clearly. Yeah, because you know the thing or the person or the place that you describe. And for the second, I'm sorry. And for the second, the use of the adjective. An adjective to clarify the noun. Because we want to describe something, we have to describe it very clearly. So do you think that what is the aim of using an adjective in this descriptive text? Anyone? Any opinion about that?
To explain the detail about the characteristic from the thing, place, or people.
Yeah, good.
A
Great.
person.
That is correct answer. That is actually the purpose of using an adjective in descriptive text. To describe the thing. It's just really simple, because how do you describe a thing without an adjective? I think it will very hard to do. And you can see that there are a lot of example. For example, is a beautiful woman that I can reach, or something similar like that. And for the third is the use of simple present tense. I do hope that this is the tense that everyone here understood. I think because it's really simple, and but I want to give a clue for you. Whenever you see the word is in a sentence, that sentence could be a simple present tense. And why we use simple present tense in the descriptive text? Because we describe facts of the thing that we describe. That is the reason why we use the simple present tense. And for the last thing, the action verb. Action verb shows an activity in the descriptive text. I think that without I explain it, I'm sure you can understand from the example. The example could be run, sleep, walk, or any other. Is there any question about from the definition, social function, and the language features?
No, sir.
Okay, great. I hope that all of you are ready to analyze the next activity. So the next activity is about example of descriptive text. Anyone who wants to read this really long text?
Me, sir.
Okay, great. You are actually helping. Okay, Ivana, thanks for reading this very long paragraph. You are really doing a great job. Okay, after reading this, let's go to the question. There are 3 questions and still related with this material, of course. And the first is, what is the generic structure of this text? Anyone still remember what is the generic structure?
Identification and description.
Okay, can you see it? What is the identification and what is the description part?
The identification is the first paragraph because there is the thing that we describe, and then from
Yes.
the description is the second paragraph that because it's explain the characteristic of the thing
Okay, great
or the
job.
place.
Okay, you are correct. That's a really good answer. Hey, by the way, I forgot to mention this because if you all uh, answering all of these questions, you actually can get a privilege. And what is the privilege? I will tell you later, but I hope that everyone can participate actively in this question and answer section. And Ivana already got one, so please be prepared. And about the second question, the purpose or social
May
function.
I, sir,
Okay, great. And what is
to,
it?
to tell about Eiffel Tower?
Okay, great. To describe Eiffel Tower in
Yeah,
specific,
sorry.
but okay, it's okay. It's 99% correct. And about the third question, I think
May I,
this is
sir?
the hardest. Okay, do you still remember it?
Maybe the highest building in Paris.
Okay, it's an adjective, so it's the second. It's the one of the language feature about this, and it's okay. You are doing a great job about that. And about the other, could you mention about another language feature? There are still three more. You can get the free privilege after this.
Action verb.
Okay, can you see the action verb here?
Oh, was built.
Okay, great. Bill. Okay, two for Ivana. And what about the others? There are still two more language feature. Do you remember? I will give you a clue. Specific participant and the use of simple present. You can just spot it right now.
Specific participant, sir.
Yeah. And what is the specific participant here?
Eiffel Tower.
Great. Two for Alpha, one Gadis, and two for Ivana. So this is the last about simple present. Anyone?
Me, sir.
Okay, Ivana, what is the simple present tense in here?
Is it the sentence? There are three levels of the tower that can be accessed by tourists.
Great job. Okay, so the winner here, you can see winner here is Ivana. So Ivana can get the privilege. And what is the privilege actually? So I will tell you right now. Also for the next activity, because the next activity is I will divide the class into some groups, consist of 3 or 4 students. And for the privilege, you can actually pick the members that you want. For other students, randomly. And I believe that everyone has at least one person in your mind, isn't it? Okay, so anyway, teamwork is playing big role here in this activity. And the activity is please look for another descriptive text about historical place in the word. It's same, but please different from my example. Don't pick Eiffel Tower. Please make sure every group has a different place. So after, for example, after you found the place, write it on the whiteboard. For example, group 1, pyramid. Group 2, State of Liberty, and etc. Okay, I will give you the worksheet and please write the descriptive. Please fill it with descriptive text, generic structure, purpose, and the language features. Do you have any question about the activity? No?
No,
Okay,
sir.
great. Good luck, everyone. After the activity ends. Okay, enough working, everyone. Please go back to your seat and I will collect all of your work. All of you are doing a great job. Okay, now we are at the end of the class today. I can see it from all of your faces, all of your expressions want this class to be ends very soon. I know, I understand. Before I end this class, I would like to give you something that you really like. What is it? Yes, you're right, assignment. Okay, for the assignment, please look for other descriptive texts. It's still about a historical places, but in Indonesia. Also, please break down all of its generic structure, social function, and language features. Because in the next meeting, we will learn on how to make a descriptive text about historical places in Indonesia. And this is an individual assignment. It's okay if you have similar places placed with your friend, but please don't copy your friend's work. Is there any question?
No.
Okay. And I actually forgot something that is the closing. And I want to get opinions from all of you about today's activity. So I will share this link to the WhatsApp group, and I would like to see your opinions about today's activity and for today's meeting. And you can write it anonymously because I actually didn't include your name in it, and every opinions will be appreciated. So I think that's all. Thank you so much for the attention, and we will see you again in the next meeting. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Ini aku dulu atau gadis? Aku.
Nggak apa-apa,
Oke.
terserah.
Okay, yeah. Hello, good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good
Miss.
afternoon, ma'am.
Before we start our lesson today, let's pray together and I'll lead the pray. Okay, let's pray begin. Enough. First, I'm going to check your attendance and tell what you're feeling into chat box. Okay, from memory. It seems all of you are in good condition, right? And no one absent today. Okay, let's begin our lesson today. Before that, I'll share screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, now take a look at this picture. Anyone, can you guess about this picture?
Nasi goreng.
Yeah, you're right, Ivana. Thank you for answering. And anyone can guess what this material today?
Prosedur.
Yeah, you're right. Again, Ive or Gadis, sorry, can see. Okay, today we will learn about procedure text. We'll learn about procedure text. What will you do in this lesson? First is learn about social function, unique structure, language features, and etc. Second is create your own sentence that contain procedure text. Next is create some procedure containing social function, unique structure, and language feature using Canva. And last is present your own work in front of your class. So, procedure text is a text aiming to inform the readers about the steps to do something. Now, let's see the video. Okay, from memory. Okay. What we will learn first is definition. Second is social function. Third is generic structure. And fourth is language features. And last is kind of procedure text. First, we are going to the definition of procedure text. So procedure text is a text aiming to inform the readers about steps to do something, or procedure text is a text that explains how to do something in sequence of action. Next, we're going to the social function of procedure text. Anyone can read this?
Me, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Vena, for read this section. So, social function of procedure text is procedure to describe how something is completely done through a sequence of steps. Next, we're going to the generic structure of procedure text. Okay, anyone can read this?
Me, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Laksma, for this section. So, generic structure of procedure text is first, aim or goal. It's located in the title of the text and is used to indicate the purpose of the text. Second is ingredients or materials, contains materials or tools needed in the steps to carry out the process. And the last or number 3 is steps or methods, contains methods or steps taken to achieve the objective in the text. Next, we're going to the language features. Okay, anyone can read this section?
May I, ma'am?
Okay, thank you, Gadis, for read this section. So, language feature of procedure text is first, use adverbial of sequence or using temporal conjunction. An example is first, second, third, or etc. And second is use command or imperative sentence. The example like cut, wash, stir, mix, and etc. The number third is using action verb. The example like, cut, wash, and etc. Number four is using simple present tense. In the example like cut the tomatoes into 5 slices and others. And last is using adverbial or adverbs to express the style, the place, manner, accurate. The example like for 5 minutes, for an hour, and etc. The section is kind of procedure text. There are 3 kinds of procedure text. First is food receipt, second is manual book, and the last is direction game. Food receipt, mostly in a book form, contain cooking guides such as cooking and ingredients. And second is manual book. If you buy something new like a handphone, TV, or another things, you usually in the box, there are a manual book in the box. And last is direction game. If you install a new game or game and then you play it, in the beginning, mostly it's contain how to play the game, right? Okay. Next, we're going to the example of procedure text. And one can help me to read this.
May I, ma'am?
Okay, thank you, Gadis, for read this. So next is we're going to break down this text without with generic structure, social function, and language feature. First, we're going to break down the generic structure of this text. Anyone can guess where generic structure of this text? Okay, so generic structure first is aim or goal. It's located in the title. This how to make scrambled eggs. And second is ingredients located in this. First 2x and blah blah blah. And the last structure is steps, and first is blah 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 until ready. And the social function of this text is to tell the readers how to make scrambled eggs. And language features. For the first language features is use adverbial of sequence is like first and then after that and etc. And the second language feature is use command or imperative sentence like crack the eggs, then pour the eggs, and etc. And next language feature is using action verb like cracks, pour, and etc. And the next language feature is using simple present tense like fold the eggs and blah blah blah, and using simple present tense stir with and blah blah blah, and using adverbial like around 20 seconds. Okay, anyone have a question? Any question?
No, Miss.
Miss.
Okay. Okay, next we're going to some quiz or game. Make an imperative sentence based on the picture, and you can answer in the Google Jamboard that link I share in the chat box. Memory. First pic is this. Okay, done. Second picture is this. And last picture is this. So for picture 1 is cut tomatoes to suit one's taste. And picture number 2 is boil water for about 5 minutes. And for the last picture is pour the coconut milk into the spices that been stir fried. Okay, before we our meeting today, now you can make a group contains 3 people. Then you can look another example of procedure text, and you can break down the tonic structure, social function, language features, and language features. Then you can present your discussion, your group discussion in the front of the class. Okay. Any question for the assignment today?
No, Miss.
Okay, thank you. Okay, everyone has did well today. Before we end our meeting, I will give a brief summary for the lesson today. We will learn about procedure text, containing generic structure, language feature, social function, and kind of procedure text, right? So procedure text is a text aiming to inform the readers about how to make something. Okay, I'll ask you some question. One question, I mean. Okay, Gadis, can you answer my question? What is the social function of procedure text?
To mention the step of the something, maybe, ma'am.
Okay, 19% for right. So a social function of the text is to tell the reader how to make something or other. It's mean everyone understand the material today, right? Last, for your homework, please create a procedure text, but I want you to design it creatively using Canva, Book Creator, or another editing application. Did everyone understand with the homework? Okay,
Yes,
I think no
miss.
question for the homework. So, yep, that's all for today. Thank you for the attention and see you in the next meeting.
Thank
See
you,
you.
miss.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good
Waalaikumsalam
evening.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening, ma'am.
How are you today?
I'm
I'm
good.
I'm great.
Okay. Before we start our meeting today, let's pray to our God. Pray begin. Amen. Thank you. Okay. Do you know what we will study in this meeting? What's material? Can you guess it?
no, ma'am.
No, miss. Can you give
Okay,
us clue?
I will share screen first for the clue. Okay, wait a minute. This is, can you guess it? What we will learn?
Announcement.
What even?
Announcement.
Okay, correct. Thank you, Fina, for your answering. We will learn about announcement text. Have you ever heard about announcement text?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, miss.
Yes. Laksman, not yet?
Not yet, ma'am.
Not yet. Announcement text, announcement, there is two announcement. First is announcement of text, and the second is the spoken. The example I have shared to you, this is the announcement text, the announcements of spoken. We heard from airport for boarding announcement. The example is in the airport, and the text is, if the announcement text is what we will say, the invitation, that is the example of announcement. Okay, after this I will send you a Kahoot for the exercise for announcement text. You will joining Kahoot that I've shared pre-memory. Okay. Okay. Can you see it all?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Asma, can you see it? What poster is this?
It's kind of announcement, I think, about West Java orienteering.
Okay, correct. This is the poster of announcement West Java orienteering camp in 2001. The content is about orienteering camp for the tourists, for all tourists sport. Okay, before that, thank you for joining my Kahoot. I think you already know about announcement tags, but in this meeting, I will explain you more about announcement tags, the definitions or the social functions, generic structure, and then the language filters. But first, the definitions about announcement text. Who can help me read this? Who can help me? Is there anyone of you?
Me, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Laksma, for this text. This is the announcement. The definition of this announcement is something spoken, statement in public or formal containing information about an event. Okay. Right or spoken, that is can called announcement text. For knowing information, people, what happened or what will happen. Is there any question? No?
No, miss.
And then this is the social functions of announcement text. To giving information to people about something that has happened or something that will happen. This is clear, right?
Yes,
Okay.
miss.
The social function is for to informing the people. Okay. Okay. Next is the generic structure. The generic structure, there are 4 generic structure. First is stating purpose. The text is contains what event will be held, and second is stating day, date, and time. Contains when event will be held, and the third is stating place. When the place will be held, the event will be held, and the fourth is informing sender that text. Sorry. To who the announcements will be contracted. And then I will give you another generic structure. There are another example. Generic structure. Sorry, there are 3 generic structure. First is what opening, and the second is body. The body is containing the fourth this generic structure, the fourth, and then the third is closing. Is it clear? Okay, this is the language filters. Is there who can help me for read this text? Is there anyone of you?
Me, miss.
Okay, please read this, Ivana. Okay, Ivana, thank you for helping me to read this text. Language filters. The language filters of this announcement text is using simple present tense or simple future tense. The example is the event will be held on blah blah blah. Okay, and second is using extract noun. The example to all student or Mrs. or Mr. Okay, and then this one is for spoken announcement, spelling or punctuations, language filters. Okay, the This is the example of announcement. Can you, Alpha, please read this for me, for us?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for this. Is there anyone of you can um apa? Can put the generic structure in this example? Is there anyone of you? No? Okay, this is the first is announcement. Pay attention is the opening of the example, the announcement. Pay attention is the opening of announcement, and then this is a body of announcement. This is to who for to who the announcement text, and where will be held or when will be held, and then this is the announcement of prizes of the debate competition. Okay, and then okay, is there any one of you not what is there question? Is there any question from you? No. Okay, after this you may make another example for announcement text. You can make invitations, or maybe another example, and make it with Canva, and please send me to Google form that I have shared in a WhatsApp group. Okay, and don't forget to make it the assignment that I have shared to you.
Okay, Miss.
Okay, thank you for joining my class. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Stop dulu recordingnya, V.